Alright, so we just got back from PRI. Time to get back to work on the 240. We finished painting the interior, so it's all taped off in there to protect it. We blocked it a little bit on the outside, but we're gonna have to block it a little bit more. And now we're gonna paint the underneath of the car with the same thing that we painted the inside with, the Raptor texture spray. So right now we had issues with the tape sticking, so we have to wash it. We're gonna do some Purple Power and Simple Green, some degreaser stuff. I'll show you guys what I'm using to just degrease the bottom. This is from 1998. This car has lots of dirt and grease buildup on it, so we're gonna wash it and then let it dry and spray paint it maybe in 2 days. So let's make it work. Do you have any cardboard? All right. This is the stuff that we got. We got the engine degreaser gunk. We're gonna start off with this, and then we're gonna follow it up with some old school Purple Power. So hopefully that gets everything off and it'll be able to dry in a few days. Thanks, sweetheart.
Yeah, do the front area first, like towards the engine, and then
get into my eye.
get that board out of the way.
It's in my eyes.
Need more?
Forgot to put the epoxy floor mod before I lay down on the ground. Oh my god. It was really difficult trying to keep the gun upright. Only in the transmission tunnel did it actually work out for me, but on the sides by the frame rails, it wasn't able to put any material out. So it was difficult. I had to spray from like different angles or farther out to get the paint to come out of the gun. And this was a lot more difficult using just the jack stands than it would be a lift. So I definitely recommend that. At some point during spraying, I became incredibly claustrophobic because the car was only inches away from my face. I had the mask on, the gloves, the hood, and I'm not really good with claustrophobia, so I started to panic a little bit, but I had to power through and get it done. Wasn't gonna let it affect me, but it was definitely incredibly hot and super claustrophobic underneath this car. I wanted it to be over with so bad that I just kind of like finished everything that I could, and then just knew that we could buy the aerosol can and touch it up later on. I had to take the suit off. I was soaking wet from sweat. It just was miserable. All right, so like the interior, how we used the Raptor liner, we decided Raptor liner, and we try to get the car jacked up as high as we can, but we only have the small Harbor Freight jack stands. We don't have the big ones. Try to save all the money that we can. So we could only get the car so far off the ground, and try to use the gun that we were using. It's like this long, bigger than the jack stand, so it's kind of hard to angle the gun underneath the car. So it's quite difficult, and being in an entire suit, paint suit, mask, goggles, hood over your head, underneath the car, kind of felt like I was like buried 20 feet underneath the ground fighting for my life. So it was kind of terrifying. Did the best that I could. We're gonna check it out right now and see how it came out. In terms of the paint gun, it might have been better with a siphon gun versus a gravity gun. So that's just something that we can know for next time, or if you guys want to just try it that way instead of doing it the way that we did it. Or you could probably just put the car up on a lift. We don't have a lift yet. We're still trying to save up for that. So just living the humble life, and we did what we could. So, all right, check it out. I can go underneath there. So this is the light that we used to try to make sure that we didn't miss any spots. Right now, everything still looks kind of good, but the more we look at it, there's some areas that I sprayed really hard because we couldn't angle the gun. And look right here, we kind of missed this whole spot. So they do sell like an aerosol spray can that we're gonna get to help touch up the areas that we miss. The cans are probably about this big, so it'll be easier just to, like, you know, spot it in like that. Definitely gonna have to go get that because you can definitely tell right there. Everything else of the car looks pretty good though. I mean, maybe this behind the...
Yeah, there's areas that we couldn't get.
Yeah,
the gun.
I mean, in the video you'll see the gun is like way taller than the jack stand, so trying to angle it, and then whenever you angle it too far, none of the material was spraying out of the gun, so it's kind of like you just had to do what you had to do. But it's underneath the car, so nobody's probably really gonna see it, but we're gonna know about it, so we're gonna try to fix it and make it as nice as possible. But yeah, let's do that before we unmask the rest of the cage underneath the car, because as soon as we take this tape off, we're going to take regular VHT roll cage paint and spray the cage down here same way we did inside the car. So yeah. Today we're going to finish unmasking the bottom that we painted with the Rhino liner. Then we're going to inverse the masking and paint the tubes that are underneath there. Robert's going to be finishing sanding and priming the fenders, side skirts. Still have to sand the front bumper there. The rear bumper is pretty much ready to go. And then we were trying to beat the cold front to be able to paint the car, but unfortunately it's going to be cold for the next few days. We still have to DA the whole entire car, and then hopefully we get a warm day next week and the cold front doesn't last too long, and we'll be able to spray the car finally. And then hopefully in the next few days we can take the blow up paint booth and see how it fits inside the shop, because it is pretty big. I originally bought the paint booth to paint in the backyard, and we wanted a significant space to have area on both sides of the car so that it doesn't come out bad. But now we can use the paint booth in here. Hopefully it fits, and you should be seeing that in the next video. So I'll see you guys then. Forever waiting for this car to be finished. There's like 3 days before the end of this year, and we are finally about to spray some color onto the 240.
Put it on.